Okay, this is part 2 of the Wicked RC Customs Programmable Lights setup video. This is the programming portion. This first part's going to go by pretty quick. I'm going to hit the power on the lights. What's going to happen is the front lights will pulse on, then flash. What that's doing is getting the neutral position of your throttle, so you don't want to touch anything yet. But be ready. After that, it's going to go to the next section, if you've never installed it before, where it is grabbing the position of your third channel switch. So you want to have it in the specific position ahead of time. It's going to flash both lights, then flash the front lights. The front light's on, that means it's grabbing one position. When both lights come on again, that means it's time to switch. And when the rear lights come on, then it's grabbing the rear position. After that, it should have your select switch and your throttle switch configured. And you can go in, it will go into the individual light programming for the brightness and strobe of each function. So let's get it started here. Make sure everything's where it's supposed to be. See, headlights flashing, grabbing the neutral position. Both lights flashing. Select switch 1. Switch. Grabbing the other side. Done. And now I can adjust the individual brightness of each light. I can do that by pressing the throttle down. It will loop, so if I hold the throttle down, it will go dim and then to bright, and then cycle back to 0. Okay. When I want to switch, I press the brake. Now the taillights, I'm adjusting the taillight brightness. Again, on a cycle. Hit the brake, go to the next set. Hit the brake. Final set. Brake one more time. Now we're into the strobe settings. You press the throttle to see the strobe setting. When you find the one you like, you press the brake. There's 2 different menus. You can use the select switch to switch in between the 2. So right now, I have the upper lights strobing. Now the bottom lights are strobing. And it goes back and forth. If I press the select switch, now I have them both in the front strobing, and now I have front and the back strobing. When I find the one I like, I press the brake switch. Now I'm into setting number 2. There's 4 settings, and you're doing the whole thing over again. Notice that it keeps your brightness levels. So if you want to just make one change to the lights, let's say I like the front lights up the top, the headlights actually where they are, but I want to turn off the fog lights. So I'm going to hit the brake to go to the back lights, hit the brake one more time to go to the fog lights, cycle them up, I'm going to flip the trigger, turn them off, hit the brake. Alright, now I have the same exact brightness as before, only difference is the fog lights are off. Now to make that, I'm going to change the setting on so that only the fog lights strobe. Hold the brake, I'm now into setting 3. I like to have one of these settings with all the lights off, just because that's the way I am. If you don't want to make any change to the lights, you just hit the brake. Sometimes it takes a little while even for me to get it where I need it. The brake. we'll do front, top, and bottom strobe. So select switch. Hold the brake. Final setting. Go full brightness on the headlights. Fog lights. You can see they get pretty dang bright. That's it. I've been through all 4 settings. You'll know you're done. The brake lights will light up full blast. Start hitting your select switch, and you are now cycling through your different light settings. Notice that the brake lights do work, and you are all set. Now, disconnect the power. When you come back, all of those settings are stored in the car's memory. When you disconnect the power and reconnect the power, you have 2 options. It's going to do the neutral config, so it will do that every time, so that if you ever adjust trim settings or whatever on your remote, you don't have to worry about it. At that point, it's going to flash, and it's going to flash for about 10 seconds. If you want to adjust your select switch and lights over again, you're going to hit the brake. If you want to let it go the way it is, you can either hit the throttle or wait for it to finish flashing. So, at that point, I'll show you what's going on. Okay. Neutral adjustment. Saving the settings. Okay, here's our flashing. If you wait for it to flash out, go straight to brake lights. There you are. You're back in business. If at that point, when it's flashing, you hit the brake, it'll take you into select switch config, and it'll take you into light config, and you can do it all over again from there. That should pretty much do it. Go to the website with any questions and email support.